Who has the guts to face down a yokozuna? Stone-faced, fearless, and completely unshaken. That's Daieisho Hayato for you. Known for his unmatched consistency and fierce fighting spirit, on Sumo Spirit, we'll trace his amazing journey. Daieisho Hayato, born Hayato Takanishi, on November 10, 1993, in Osaka, began stepping onto the dohyo from a very young age. Who would have imagined that a 6-year-old child, competing in school tournaments, would one day challenge the mightiest titans of sumo? He attended Saitama Sakai High School, known for its strong sumo club, and by the end of his second year, he had already earned a spot on the first team. After graduation, he joined the Otekazi stable, a decision that would shape the course of his life. At 18, Daieisho joined the Otekazi stable and made his debut in January 2012. The speed with which he rose through the divisions was astonishing. He won Yusho in Jonokuchi, Sandanme, and Juryo. How many wrestlers achieve such a rapid ascent? Daieisho Hayato, a name that doesn't dazzle with flamboyance, but burns with quiet intensity. Fire, grit, relentless spirit. That's how Daieisho made his mark. He burst onto the Makuuchi scene in 2015, breaking into sumo's top division at just 21 years old, the youngest of the pack. A promising Magashira 13, he entered the rings not with fanfare, but with fists ready. Could this determined newcomer hold his ground among seasoned warriors? He answered with a resounding maybe. 7 wins out of 14 bouts, not bad for a debut, especially with a heart-pounding upset over the veteran Terunofuji. But a painful loss on the final day to Takekaze kept him from a winning record. So close. The roller coaster had only just begun. Then came the dips. May and July of 2016 were harsh. Losses piled up. By November, he was relegated back to the Juryo division. Was this the end of the Daieisho story? Would he be just another promising talent who couldn't keep pace? Absolutely not. Daieisho clawed his way back, step by step. In January 2017, he didn't just bounce back, he dominated, winning the Juryo Yusho with a 12-3 record. Just 2 months later in March, he stunned fans with an electrifying 11 wins, closing the tournament with 8 straight victories. Suddenly, he wasn't a name on the roster, he was a name to watch. Promoted to Megashira 3, he finally faced sumo's elite, the giants, the legends. How would he fare in the big leagues? Then came September 2019, the breakthrough moment. In the ring against Yokozuna Kakuryu, Daieisho unleashed raw power and the unmatched tenacity. The result? A thunderous kinboshi, his very first gold star, earned in his 11th attempt against a Yokozuna. Was this just a flash of brilliance? Or the first bolt in a coming storm? Could lightning strike twice? Yes, he did it. In November 2019, Daieisho, now fighting from the prestigious rank of Megashira 1, pulled off the unthinkable. He toppled the immovable. He defeated none other than Hakuho, the most decorated Yokozuna in sumo history. Think about that. Out of every Rikishi in that tournament, only one man handed Hakuho a loss. That man? Daieisho Hayato. Was it luck? Was it timing? Number it was skill, power, and sheer will. And the sumo world took notice. For that monumental victory, Daieisho was awarded the Outstanding Performance Prize, a rare honor and a mark of rising greatness. Fast forward to September 2020. A new milestone? Daieisho was promoted to Sekiwake, one of the elite ranks in the sport, the first wrestler from Saitama to reach it in over 50 years. The whispers began. Was this it? Was the road to Ozeki finally opening up before him? But sumo is rarely a straight path. That same tournament, the results didn't follow the hype. Just 5 wins. The rank slipped away, and with it, the momentum. Was the dream shattered? Not quite. The dream was delayed, not destroyed. Daieisho's early career was a saga, one of fierce battles against legends, moments of dazzling brilliance, and the heartbreak of close calls. For years, he walked in the shadow of giants, taking hits, learning, growing. The question loomed. How long could Daieisho remain in the shadows before stepping fully into the light? The answer? Not long. January 2021. that's when everything changed. That's when Daieisho exploded into legend. Starting from Megashira 1, he charged out of the gates with a fury that stunned fans and commentators alike. He defeated every Sanyaku-ranked opponent in the first week, a feat so rare it hadn't been accomplished since 1949. Can you imagine? More than 70 years of history, and Daieisho just rewrote it. With powerful thrusts and unshakable rhythm, he bulldozed his way to a 13-2 record, sealing the deal with 4 straight victories, culminating in a final day triumph over Okinumi, a textbook tsukidashi to close the tournament, and with it, Daieisho claimed the Emperor's Cup, his first top division Yusho. But that wasn't all. He took home 2 special prizes, outstanding performance and technique. A clear message to the sumo world. Daieisho wasn't just on a hot streak. He had arrived. The fans roared. The commentators wondered. The question hung in the air. Was this the dawn of a future Ozeki? He held the line for a while. In March, Daieisho managed to cling to his komusubi rank, holding his place among sumo's elite. But as is so often the case in this unforgiving sport, the fall came swiftly. Slipping back down to Megashira, many wondered, was his time in the upper ranks over? Then came September 2021, and Daieisho answered in the most emphatic way possible. Facing Terunofuji, the newly promoted Yokozuna and dominant force in the ring, Daieisho didn't hesitate. From the opening charge, he smothered Terunofuji's offense, denying him access to the mawashi. Inch by inch, he drove the grand champion backward, with focused, unrelenting pressure. And then, yorikiri. Terunofuji was forced out of the ring. A third kinboshi for Daieisho, not just a victory, Terunofuji's first ever defeat as a yokozuna. What kind of rikishi does that? One who refuses to back down. The fire continued to burn. Then came January 2023. Back at Megashira 1, he delivered a solid 10-5 record, but March brought with it a kind of electricity, a feeling that something huge was coming. And for most of the tournament, it looked like destiny. Daieisho stood at 12-2, leading the Basho. One more win, one more match, one more push, and the Emperor's Cup would be his. But fate, cruel as it is, had other ideas. Futabayama beat him in regulation, and then again in a playoff. Twice. Just like that, the cup slipped from Daieisho's grasp. So close. The Ozeki dream. Delayed again. Futabayama was the champion. But the numbers told a hopeful story. 22 wins across 2 tournaments. Just 12 more in May, and promotion was still possible. He came out swinging. He fought with everything he had, but the final tally was 10-5. Not enough. And now the question looms, echoing louder with every tournament, every comeback, every blow absorbed and returned. How many times can one man rise before the world finally yields? He's not here for flash, not here for short-term glory. Daieisho is fighting for something far greater. He's fighting for legacy. There's no doubt, Daieisho is most comfortable in frontal combat. His Tsukiyoshi style avoids grabbing the mawashi and relies on powerful thrusts and pushes. His most used technique, Oshidashi, accounts for 55% of his victories, far surpassing others like Tsukidashi and Tsukiotoshi. Similar to Kisenosato. From childhood, Daieisho looked up to Ozeki Kisenosato, a wrestler known for his flawless technique and devotion to sumo, who would later rise to the rank of Yokozuna, the highest in the sport. For young Daieisho, Kisenosato represented the ideal of excellence he hoped to reach. This admiration not only shaped his dreams, but also fueled his determination to become an elite rikishi. His style it can see in his best bouts like against Futabayama in July 2020, a thrilling slapfest. Daieisho held a slight edge, though both wrestlers landed strong blows. Daieisho's hits were more effective, backing Futabayama into the edge with chin and throat slaps. When Futabayama lunged forward, Daieisho landed a perfect left-hand blow to his shoulder via Tsukiotoshi, sending him rolling across the ring. Daieisho ended the match at 3-2 against Ryuden in Natsu Basho 2021. On day 13 of the 2021 Natsu Basho, Daieisho gave Ryuden no room to breathe. He forced him backward with a powerful charge, then finished him off with a dominant oshidashi, keeping his hopes of a first major tournament title alive with an 11-2 record. Against Onosho in Harubasho, 2021. On day 11, Daieisho once again displayed dominance over Onosho. The latter's lack of balance made him an easy target. Daieisho read him perfectly and finished with a tsuki otoshi, marking 5 straight wins and a 6-5 record. Against Asanoyama in Harubasho, 2021. On day 8, Daieisho defeated Asanoyama, who was knocked out of the ring at lightning speed for the second day in a row. The Komusubi Daieisho looked like the same fighter who had won his first title in January, grabbing the Ozeki by the throat and driving him out of the ring with an oshitoshi. Against Wakamoto Haru in Harubasho, 2025. Wakamoto Haru resisted Daieisho's initial charge and didn't fall immediately, but Daieisho shifted left and executed a tsuki otoshi, causing Wakamoto Haru to tumble to his right. Both ended with a 3-2 record. Against Shodai in Akibasho, 2024. On day 5 of the Akibasho, former Ozeki Shodai faced Daieisho. Shodai was undefeated and hoped to keep his perfect record alive, but Daieisho stood in his way, holding a commanding 20-9 head-to-head advantage. That kind of history can tilt a match before it even begins. Daieisho Hayato is not your typical sumo superstar. He doesn't have a shelf full of Emperor's Cups or a highlight reel packed with dramatic Yusho clinching bouts. But talk to fans, listen to commentators, and watch his fights closely. You'll see why he commands respect across the sumo world. His career is defined not by dominance, but by unshakable consistency, tenacity, and an ability to stay relevant in a sport that constantly reshapes itself. His biggest moment came in January 2021, at the Hatsubasho. From the rank of Mega Shira 1, Daieisho tore through the upper ranks with power and poise, the Emperor's Cup, and with it, etched his name into the record books. But even before and after that triumph, he continued to shine. His arsenal, 7 special prizes, awarded for fighting spirit, technique, and outstanding performance. His targets, 4 yokozuna toppled for 4 kinboshi. Each prize and each upset tells the same story. This is a man who never backs down from a challenge. Now in 2025, Daieisho stands as a seasoned veteran. At 31 years old, with over 400 top division wins, he's one of the most durable and consistent wrestlers of his generation. 1 championship, 7 special prizes, 4 kinboshi. No other Rikishi quite matches his combination of endurance, skill, and quiet fire. And yet, the question persists. Is his destiny still leading toward Ozeki? Or has he already secured a different kind of greatness? One not defined by rank, but by legacy. The story isn't over. The ring still calls. What's left to be written? The king of Kinboshi doesn't need a Yokozuna crown to rule the ring. His domain lies in every battle where the impossible becomes reality. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Sumo Spirit channel for more powerful stories from the world of sumo.